Hi, I'm Suzanne. I'm a consultant for Nomad Elite, where we help people from all over the world, investors, entrepreneurs, wealthy individuals move to more tax-friendly and liberal countries. And today I'm talking about Italy and how can you purchase property there. As you may know, foreign nationals are allowed to purchase property in Italy. This policy has definitely been attracting investors from all over the world. In the last years, we have registered 5 million people buying property in Italy. Because it's such a good investment, the prices are considerably lower, especially in other areas compared to the major United States or Canadian cities. So I feel like it's a really good investment, but you have to be aware of certain things before starting your research and buying property. And you have to ask yourself whether you're actually allowed. There is a general welcoming approach to outsiders, investors, but at the same time, there are general policies that vary depending on your country. So generally, if you are an Italian resident, no particular restrictions apply to you. In case you did not know, we have a specific video about this, but you can obtain residency by applying for one of the most common visas. There's the employment work visa, there's self-employment work visa, the student visa, the family reunification visa, the golden visa. We have a special video dedicated about that, so make sure you check that out. But once you are an Italian resident, no particular restrictions when purchasing property apply to you. On the other hand, if you're not a resident in Italy, you can either be a resident of the European Union or Switzerland. If none of that applies to you, then there are definitely other restrictions. But if you are a resident of the European Union or the European Economic Area or Switzerland, then the same process applies to you. You are eligible to purchase property in Italy. If you're actually from somewhere else outside of the European Union and the European Economic Area, if you're, for instance, from the US or Canada, the only thing you will have to check in order to buy property in Italy is whether there is an international treaty bearing a reciprocity clause, which allows Italians to purchase property on your territory in your home country. So let's say you're from the US, if there is a treaty allowing Italians to purchase property in the US, then you're definitely, for the reciprocity agreement, allowed to purchase property in Italy. And just to speed things up, I'm going to tell you right away that this treaty exists in the United States. However, if you're from any other country, make sure you check the Ministry of Foreign Affairs website or require consultation at the US or at the Italian embassy or consulate in your own country, or you can definitely reach out to us. We research for you, we provide you with the most updated legislations. We are here to assist you and will help you realize whether your country has this policy or not, and if it does, how can you acquire property in another country? How can you purchase a home in Italy? However, it's important to specify that when it comes to the question whether purchasing property in Italy will grant you a fast track to obtain your visa, then the answer is no. Regardless from which part of the world you are, if there is a reciprocity clause that allows you to purchase property in Italy, you're allowed to do so, but that won't change, unfortunately, your status. You will have to undergo one of the other application process to obtain one of the visas. So purchasing a property and obtaining a residence permit are not on the same track. Just so you know, there is no residency by real estate purchase policy in Italy. Sometimes there is in other countries if you invest in real estate, if you purchase something, but in this case this does not apply. You will still need to obtain your permesso di soggiorno through the standard procedures. However, in case you want to purchase property and that's your main goal, there is a whole set of things you might be aware of. Of course, purchasing a property is pretty much a standard process everywhere, but Italy, like any other country, has its own particularities about it. So you should definitely keep watching this video if you want to know how to purchase property. And of course, the first step to do so is pretty self-explanatory, but you have to research the territory. You have to research which is a good compromise between a dislocated area, a cheap property, and also like something that will allow you to maybe intervene and make renovation to the property, and maybe will be a beautiful Airbnb in the future, will be an investment, or which is the place where you want to actually live, which city is it close to. Do you see yourself more like a person who lives in the north, so the mountains environment, the Alps, the beautiful landscape, the peaceful environment, or do you see yourself like someone that wants to live really close to the beach and enjoy the southern atmosphere, the food, the sun? It really depends on your lifestyle, but you have to research that thoroughly, because Italy is a really small country, but it has so much variety when it comes to its landscape you wouldn't believe. So make sure you just have someone that helps you out with your research, and then again, we offer to help out with that. This is what we do. We really can help you researching the best places where to invest and help you with your investment, help you with your purchasing your property, which can either be an investment or your future home. Once you've identified potential properties you like, you can then either go and visit them or have someone visit them for you and report. So you can have, like, let's say a 4 to 10 property you have attention and you want to visit. So once you've done that, then you can make an offer to the property you really like the most. And usually a negotiation starts from that point, where you can just, usually they offer you a higher price, and of course you have to counter offer a lower price, and so you find an agreement with that. Then once you're set on an offer, you sign a preliminary contract called the compromesso, and this is a legally binding contract, so make sure you are settled on an offer you are comfortable with. And when you sign the compromesso, you're usually obliged to correspond 10% of the price of the property. So after that, there is of course the due diligence that you have to perform on the house. You have to ensure that the house is suitable, that there are no legal issues on that the destination of the house is actually the ones you intended it for. So there is a lot of like paperwork to do there as well, and then you can sign the final contract called the rogito. So once you sign the final contract, then the property is immediately transferred to you, and you are the new owner of your property. Of course, after that, there are a few taxes that might come in, and we will discuss more about taxes in Italy, so you don't have to worry about that right now, but just keep in mind that some VAT taxes or so many other taxes on property might apply in this case. So these are just a few simple steps that anyone faces when purchasing property. But of course, if you want to do that in another country, I understand why you must feel overwhelmed with all this information. Just make sure your country has a reciprocity clause that allows you Italians to buy property in your country, and then you will definitely be allowed to buy property. And if you don't want to deal with that all by yourself, if you want some expert's opinion on that, reach out to Nomad Elite. We are here to help you and give you tailored advice and help you move to the country of your dreams.